Now the starting lineup for the visiting Holland College Hurricanes. Number 4, Molly.
Today in ACAA action, we have the Seawolves taking on the Holland College Hurricanes. You might notice the pink balloons around. It's our annual Think Pink weekend. The Student Athlete Advisory Committee has planned several initiatives to raise funds and awareness for breast cancer. Before we introduce the starting lineups today, we'd like to mention some of our sponsors: Colligan MB, St. John LNG, Domino's Pizza. Use UNB St. John students get 50% off online orders. Use code 50STUDENT. Booster Juice East Point location, Custom General Contracting, Contour Products Atlantic, One Team Sports Group, and the UNB Associated Alumni. For our starters today, for Holland College, we have Molly Stedeman, Amy Plogenhoof, Lauren Armstrong, Alexa Rancourt, and Vontea Tolbolt. And then for your UNB St. John Seawolves, we have Jenny Cripps, Brianna McKenzie, Kate Griffin, Bailey Henderson, and Avery Alward.
Well, Tyler, we're in for a great game today.
Hopefully.
Been a long break. Both teams, this is their first game back after the first half. We're now in the home stretch.
Yeah, UNB found their first win of the season in their final game of the first half of the season. Hopefully they can build off some of that momentum. Jenny Cripps taking an early three-pointer. Shoots it a little long. Kate Griffin with the hustle. Throws it off her. Get the ball back. It's good hustle to start the game. You'll be looking to try to start hot in the second half. Gonna be fighting for that final playoff spot. Kate Griffin inbounds it. Swings it up to the top. It's gonna go to Avery. Find it down low. That's Bailey Henderson with the tough little post hook there, left hand. It's a great move.
Well, Henderson, when she gets hot, she can really fire in the points.
The Talbot swings it to the corner there. She's gonna make a move. Misses it off the glass. Gets the offensive rebound, but can't corral it. It's gonna go off the UNB player on that rebound. Kind of fighting for it with themselves down there. Ends up going out of bounds.
Well, Holland comes in at 6-2 on the season, so they're going to be a handful for the Seawolves today. UNBSJ sitting at 1-7. But certainly, night and day between the start of the season and now for the Seawolves. They are a completely different team than they were at the start of the season.
Yeah, the team's really starting to come together here as the season went on. Seen the hustle coming. Talbot swings it for an easy layup. Getting out in fast break early. That's what Holland likes to do.
Holland's a fast break team. They love to push that pressure.
Bailey Anderson kicks out to Kate Griffin for a little mid-range jump shot.
Holland right now are third in the league in points for. They've scored 600 points in 8 games, and they've allowed 494. Seawolves have scored 467 and allowed 545. So, on paper, the Seawolves lose out on both ends, the offense and the defense. But, you can never look past, a team's previous performance. The Seawolves are, like I said, are a completely different team than they were at the start of the season. So, I think that gap is much closer than what it looks like in the standings.
Yeah, I think we're going to be in for a really close game today. UNB, like I said before, coming off a big win, first of the season, trying to build off that, off the Christmas break, went into the Christmas break feeling good. But you got to come out and perform today, try to build some momentum. You get almost steal by Kate Griffin. Gonna swing that over at the top. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Gotta find something quickly. Pulls up for the mid-range. Can't box out there. Gets baseline. Holland's struggling to finish around the rim early here. Getting a lot of good looks. Your UNB gonna want to try to tighten that up a little bit. This could get out of hand early. They start.
Well, Lauren Armstrong, she's second in the league in points, 16.5 points a game for Holland. Rancourt is third at 15 points a game. So they've got some players the Seawolves are going to have to try to handle here.
Yeah, Holland's a very offensive team, especially when they get going. It's hard to really stop them. You saw that a lot in the first matchup between the two. Ended 86-49 for Holland. But really, it's from a second half explosion from some of the top scorers. Really sealed that one. It was close throughout the first half. Once you take another tough post.
It's going to be a tough. Armstrong's going to be tough to stop today for the Hurricanes, but.
Hey Griffin, they break the press, find her open. Gonna swing it back up to the top.
McKenzie.
Great hustle by Kate down there. Get out to Allward in the corner. Gonna try to slow it down, set something up. It's a tough pass. Armstrong makes a nice move, decides to kick it out. Long two, doesn't find the rim. Rebound UNB St. John, gonna take it across the timeline here, set something up. Jenny Cripps on the corner, steps out of bounds though. Unforced error there by the Seawolves.
4-4, good start for the Seawolves.
It's been fast paced so far. Just haven't really been able to find the bucket so far, but getting good looks. Holland setting up a play here. Gonna take a deep three-pointer, bang! Amy playing the hoof, showing her long range early on in this contest. Amy gonna bring up the ball for the Seawolves here. Holland's kind of broken into a half-court press early on here. Seawolves no trouble to break it so far. Another pull-up jumper at the nail, doesn't go down. Offensive rebound by UNB, but lose it out of bounds.
From here, that looked like a hand might have snuck in there, but referee right on it. We're a long ways away from there,
yeah.
So
Got a bit better vision down there.
better vision on the court, that's for sure.
Talbot's gonna bring the ball up here. Put out to the high post. Nice driving kick. Mid-range doesn't go. UNB corrals the rebound. Look to push here. McKenzie.
Not paying attention on that one.
Last couple offensive plays. UNB looks a little confused on the offensive end.
That was intended for Ainsley Green, but Holland brings it back up again. So see if the Seawolves continue to play some good defense here.
Armstrong, low catch by Talbot. Gets middle. It's going to get fouled. It's going to be shooting two here.
Well, one thing you know about Holland, you've already mentioned it. They're an offensive team. They when they go down the court, they shoot the ball. They don't waste a lot of time. Fast break, fast shots. They're not really they don't really move the ball around all that much. They just one player open, up it goes.
Yeah, UNB's really got to get locked in on that, especially on those driving kicks. We've seen it a couple times here. Maybe that helps a little overcommitting.
Well, I think part of it for Holland is they know they've got some good shooters, so give them the shots. And
Baker catches it, kicks it out. Baker back. No, can't seem to break the lid on the basket so far. Armstrong dribbling it down on the fast break. Tough left-hand layup, doesn't go. Rebound UNB. Look to get out and run here. A fine little kick to Kate. Gonna set it up here. Gonna get called on the over the back there on that tip. UNB's really got to settle down on the offense here. 9-4 game, about 5 minutes into the first quarter. look
They
good.
do. They do. And in the basketball, 6 teams make the playoffs. So the Seawolves are in a playoff position. They just need to be working on their game as they especially for the next Crandall game and every other game in between. But they just need to work on their game, progress here, and they get into the playoffs. You know, that have their game fine-tuned by the playoffs.
Also, this year ACAA championships hosted here at UNB St. John.
They're right here in the on the home court.
So you're going to want to be able to protect home court. You want to make it into the playoffs.
Well, it's certainly an advantage to play on your home court.
Yeah, especially for that Friday game. Try to find a way to beat a 3 seed most likely. You're going to be looking to set something up here. Gets it tipped away, but gets it back, misses the layup. Talbot's going to bring it up. Holland's going to look to continue to push the pace. Brown with the Armstrong for the 3. Another tough shot by Holland.
Well, that's why she's second in league scoring right there.
It's a beautiful jump shot in the corner there.
Nice smooth release on that, relaxed.
Yep. No rush, just nice clean offense here by Holland. They getting out to run again, Armstrong. That decides to slow it down.
Certainly Armstrong, she's really noticeable on the court. She controls that Holland offense, no question, and defense. She's also really strong on defense.
Yeah, she's really relaxed right now. She's kind of picking apart this defense at will here. And Holland's getting out to run again. No one back for the Seawolves. This game's starting to slowly spiral out of control here early in the first quarter.
Yeah, and that's a timeout.
Timer by the Seawolves, trying to regroup here. Goes 18-4 with 3 minutes, 28 seconds left for Holland.
Well, we're going to take a timeout right along with the teams. We'll be back. It's nice to have that little
Maddie Baker
Well,
can inbound the ball here.
18-4 for Holland. This is. I'm not sure we were expecting this kind of a start from the Seawolves. I was expecting something a little bit different, especially after that last win.
Yeah.
But we're just coming out of the gate here in the second half, so
Maybe a little second half jitters.
Yeah.
Trying to get warmed up here. Find your way. Sure they'll turn it around. 6 seconds. Beautiful drive, but just misses the layup. It's all good. Holland continuing to run. Almost goes out of bounds there, but they're going to reset it. Holland has an entirely different lineup out here. Maddie Baker going to push the ball. It's a tough finish there by Laura Papika.
yeah, Holland made. They took no time to get some people into the game, get some players in. They've made some big changes here, so we'll try to catch up on that.
Yeah, I believe
Ava Dormer's in, number 12, and I believe 14 is in as well. Carissa George.
we have Navika Brown as well.
I can't remember everybody that was in before, but
Yeah.
but I think, and I think Robin Driscoll. I think she's in for the first time.
Yeah, and I believe for the Seawolves we have Laura Paprika, Ava Sprague. I believe that's Kate Griffin checking out for Ava Smith. And then
Ava Smith's coming in, yep.
And then Maddie Baker as well as Alyssa Green.
So both teams getting lots of players in the line, which makes sense on the first game back. Give everybody a chance to get back into the swing of things here in the second half.
Get the legs back underneath them. Try to get back familiar. Playing contact basketball. A beautiful drive by Paprika. Is going to get fouled there. Be shooting two.
We always call it the second half, but really it's the second 2/3 because, they played in November, took a break pretty much, but they're going to be playing January, February. So technically it's more than half of the season left.
Some of these teams had a pretty extensive preseason matchups.
They did. Yep, absolutely.
Definitely very well prepared to start the season. Sure, some of that knowledge that they gained from those games really showing now. Paprika shoots a final free throw. Cut the lead to 10 earlier in the first quarter here. So a lot of basketball to be played. Gonna get both. 18-8 Holland.
Of course.
So I try to reset it here.
Lorena is the younger sister of Laura. And Seawolves have pulled to within 10. 18-8.
An errant pass there by Brown.
So as you were saying, if the Seawolves can just settle down and kind of get their game, they're only down 10.
They're really relaxed into this game. Some good offense going here. It's a beautiful cut by Ava. Finds a pass, but just a little too strong there. Holland's going to continue to run, but that's great. Transition defense, gets the steal. Looks to come back the other way. Browns are doing a fantastic job picking her up full court. Sprague's going to go for the drive. Loses the handle a little bit. Kicks it out. Gonna find Ava down low. Pass goes through her hands, unfortunately. Holland back out running. Looked like maybe a double dribble there, but
Brown has speed. She has speed offensively, and on defense, she's a threat to steal every time.
Yeah, she's really good at getting in those passing lanes. Very aware. She's gonna look a couple steps ahead of the game. Gonna get her on a blocking foul there. Just a little too late there. And he's gonna have 14 on the shot clock here.
20-8.
Trying to find a nice inbound play here. Get an easy look. Have Avery Allward checking back into the game as well. Sprague, little drive, finds Ava on the low post there. Nice little floater S shot. Holland pushing again. Back out to Brown for three.
Well, that was nothing but mesh right there.
It's a beautiful shot.
Nothing but mesh for Brown.
Just beautiful offense by Holland there, just finding the person open.
That's 7 points for Brown already.
Starting the game off hot. Coming off the bench as well. We're giving this Holland offense a big push. Gonna cut Prague with the travel there. Holland's gonna have 9 seconds to try to find another good look. George inbounding the ball here. Brown taking her time up. They break the half-court press. 3 seconds left. Gonna try to get to the rack. And an easy layup over Maddie Baker.
9 points for Brown in that first quarter. That's a great start for her.
Great start off the bench as well. Didn't start the game. So to end the first quarter, Holland Hurricanes up 25-10 on the UNB St. John's Seawolves. And we will be back for the second quarter action. UNB looking to try to start getting their way back into the game. 25-10 for Holland after the first quarter. Inbound the ball. Brika up at the top here. Beautiful action for Avery down in the post. Kicks it out. It's a little long. Holland getting back out in the transition. It's a beautiful finish.
Looks like Holland decided to put their starters back on the floor.
They're looking to try to extend this lead. UNB Sprague up at the top here. Nice crossover, gets to the rim, but decides to kick out off Bailey Henderson's hands.
You mentioned it earlier, the Seawolves are set to host this ACAA championship, the basketball championship, men's and women's.
They would definitely like the opportunity to play. That final playoff spot's going to be crucial for them. Yeah,
February 28th to March 2nd. You can get your tournament pass at howlwiththewolves.ca. And from what I gather, there's already some tournament passes being sold. So get yours early. This place will be rocking. I can guarantee it. Because you have large contingents of people coming from all of the other schools, all of the other institutions.
Yeah.
They'll all be here.
If you're able to catch some of the games, Holland actually hosted last year, and it was quite the scene.
Absolutely.
Albert's setting it back up here, just swinging around. Tough layup there, but Holland gets the rebound, puts it back in for Avery Dahmer.
Well, it's 29-11 now. Holland definitely showing why they're near the top of the heap here in the ACAA.
Yeah, Holland's really showing that they've not taken a step but off the gas after the Christmas break, getting right back into it. I'm sure they're fighting for that first seed. Only a half game back right now.
Well, that's right. The first seeds, the first two seeds are really important in basketball because that means you get a first round bye on the Friday.
Yeah.
Of the championship, and that means you only have to play 2 games to win the championship, whereas every team playing Friday, if they're going to win the championship, you have to play 3.
Yeah.
Playing 3 days in a row, that's not easy.
Yeah, it definitely gets you on that third day on the championship Sunday.
Yeah.
And for this Holland team, it's actually interesting the way the standings work. I believe their 2 losses aren't actually against the first seed. They're against the 3rd seed, MSVU. And they were able to take down Mount Allison, who's currently 7-2, holding that first seed position. So they've definitely got to be feeling pretty confident that they match up pretty well against everyone so far.
Right.
UNB, shot clock running down, goes for the bank shot. Can't get it to go, but Ava gets a rebound, finds Henderson, hits the tough left-hand layup. It's a good hustle on the offensive rebounds there by UNB.
That's 4 points for Henderson on the day.
Starting to find her stroke here.
Well, when she gets rolling, she can really rack up the points fast. No question about it.
Henderson with another good steal. Trying to get out and run.
And
goes with another left-handed layup there. Can't find it, but it's going to pick up the foul. Shooting 2.
We got to like that she drove to the basket, drew the foul, knew that she was going to get fouled, so.
Some of those transition layups can kind of get a little sketchy when you're going full speed and you're assuming you're going to get fouled. You don't want to go for anything too crazy and end up getting hurt. She found the contact. Almost got the and one. Gets a second free throw to go.
So she's up to
be up to 5 on the day.
6 points on the day.
Never mind.
Yep, she got the.
I think she got both free throws there.
She got both free throws, and
so Holland making a couple subs. We have
Plagenhoof's coming back in,
as well as Vontea Tolbolt, PG. We're bringing the ball up the floor here. Gives him number 12, Ava Dolmer. Back to Tolbit. The Plagenhoof drives, gets it taken away. Ika bringing the ball up the floor here. To slow it down a little bit, finds Sprague. Makes a great move to the basket for the 2 points. Very crafty. Couple defenders in the paint.
First-year player out of Fredericton for the Seawolves.
Yeah, she's been great all season for the Seawolves, coming off the bench.
Nice to see her driving the basket for the basket like that. You know, you like seeing first-year players who aren't afraid to have the ball. And to me, she looked like that player. She's not afraid to have the ball. She's going to take it. She's going to put it in when she gets the chance to do it.
They're really looking to score the ball. Find a lot of time, kind of your first couple of years, you look to try to find your teammates that have been here longer.
Yeah, that's right. And I think that's a natural tendency. You know, you want to fit in. You don't want to be seen as a ball hog.
Yeah.
I think we all go through that, you know, trying to please the senior players, you know, so we're looking for them. But she did the right thing, took it to the hoop and got her points.
Right. Paprika gonna bring the ball up to 4. Yep. Gonna go to Avery. Back down to Sprague, and it's a tough paint catch. Gonna get a 3 in the key though. Holland did a great job just collapsing in the paint there. Sprague got a nice low catch there, but Holland sent almost 2 other players down there.
Holland have some real talent on this team. And, you know, one thing that's going to make them dangerous come playoff time, I just think their speed. They've got a lot of speed. And they don't mess around on offense. Like, it's find somebody open and shoot it.
It's a fast attack here, almost kind of like a 7 seconds offense here where they're just getting down the floor and taking the first shot they can get. And it's working great for them so far this season.
Well, and the thing is, not a lot can go wrong with it. Down the floor, make your pass, a shot. It's either going in or it's not.
Yeah, you see a lot of teams these days especially trying to get a little too fancy on their offensive approach, trying to always find the best shot.
Yeah.
But this Holland team's really just, if they get a good shot, they're going to take it. And they're going to stay aggressive. And it's worked for them so far this season.
It has, and they have good shooters, so, you know, there's no reason for them not to do that.
You look to see the UNB defense kind of adjust here. I'm sure their coaching staff is letting them know. Talbot with the ball up top here. Oh, pick and roll, decides to swing it to the corner. Goes for a little bank shot, can't find it. Holland with the offensive rebound. Quick attack off the catch there. Rolls off her though. Unlucky bounce at the rim. It's a great move though. Sprague gonna bring up the ball. Look for Smith down low. Beautiful step through, just can't find it as well. UNB getting really aggressive on the offensive rebounds.
I like Sprague's vision. She sees the court well.
She's very controlled, very relaxed.
Yeah, you gotta like players that see the court well.
Yep. Playing within herself, not trying to do too much. Like back up top. Uses the handle a little bit. Goes to her sister for 3. Off the top, the rim. It's a good shot, good look. Couldn't find it. Ball's gonna look to set up here. Up top. Decides not to shoot it, decides to attack. Creative pass. Get it out. Another deep 3 by Pragnoof.
Pass across, shot.
He's had a couple deep
Pass
3-pointers
shot.
so far this game. Holland looks to be subbing the starters back in the next dead ball. Smith with a beautiful cut. Perfect vision. She's had a couple really good cuts so far this game. Finding space down low in the paint. Ball back to Sprague. Looking to attack. Holland's defense can't quite set up. Beautiful kind of spin move there.
Spin move by Sprague.
She's starting to get into this game, especially in this second quarter. Played really well. Holland looks to reset. Another quick 3-pointer, can't find it. Holland battling down on the boards.
Brown.
That's Brown.
Brown again. She's been a real catalyst for them today.
Off the bench, 11 points already. You could really see her impact on the game, getting on the offensive rebounds, finding the points. Energy player. Back down to Sprague. Beautiful pass to Smith. Another nice cut by Smith to find the open lane.
You know, but that play, it takes Sprague's vision for that play to happen. You know, because Sprague might have tried to turn around on her own against solid defense, but she didn't. She passed it off to for the easy layup.
She kind of felt the pressure there in her back hip. Looks to the other side, have Ava Smith cutting to the lane.
Yeah. Well, we're 36-23 for Holland. First game back in January for both teams, and we'll be back right after this timeout.
UNB find themselves in a 13-point hole. 4 minutes left here in the second quarter. Played better. Started off a little slow, but really finding their stride. Holland subs back, their starters in. Look to set something up. Clarissa George, big time rejection. It's a little too aggressive though. Armstrong, take it back for the tough layup there. Would like to get that one down. UNB really starting to push the pace. Beautiful pass by Sprague. Over the top, she's a cutter on the fast break. Armstrong, really slowing it down deep too. It's gonna go off. Beautiful hustle there by Rancourt. Gonna reset it, looks to attack. Gets around the UNB defender, and that's a tough finish by Rancourt. UNB bringing the ball up the floor here. Finding Green down low, kicks it out to Griffin. Clips up top, tags, swings it to Sprague, takes a shot, no good. UNB on the boards. Looks like they're gonna get her a foul going over the back. You like to see the hustle on the offensive rebounds though. They're trying to get them. Armstrong gonna bring up the ball here for Holland. Look to get the offense started again. Rancourt, little dribble, back out to George. Pulls a three, no good. Holland on the rebounds though. Rancourt resetting the offense, 10 seconds left in the shot clock. Taking the time to try to find something. Decides to go with a deep three-pointer. Gets rejected. Pass over the top, no good. Griffin with the interception. UNB looks to slow it down here a little bit. Sprague. There's a little nifty dribble move. Back up to Cripps for three. No good. Gets her own rebound though. Just gonna step out of bounds, trying to dodge that line there. It's great hustle. It's great way to follow your shot.
Holland are just a little quicker getting some of those rebounds.
Yeah, Holland's doing a really good job just crashing, especially in the offensive rebounds. UNB's done a really good job getting on their offensive rebounds, but both teams potentially maybe struggling a little bit on the defensive rebounding. Both teams are really good at offensive rebounding. But Rancourt with a tough layup, can't find it to go. Chris with a good board. Looks to get out and push it. It's a tough spin move.
Oh, I thought that was going down.
Couldn't find the and one. Maybe a bit of an unlucky roll.
That would have been nice for the Seawolves. That could have brought them to within 10. Could have been a three-point play, but Seawolves will take any chance to score they can get at the moment.
Laura Pajica out of Mississauga, Ontario, gets the first layup, cut the lead to 12.
As I mentioned, sister Lorena joined the team this year, first year.
Sister duo. It's got to be pretty cool to be able to play with your sister at this level of basketball.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. That's a cool thing. Be interesting to know how many sisters are on all of the teams in the ACAA. That'd be a cool thing to find out.
I don't know if we'll be able to get that stat at halftime, but
probably not. But
okay. I'm sure there's not too much, especially at this level.
Because even if someone has the same name, they may not be a sibling, right?
It's like it's gonna be Vontea Talbot checking in for Carissa George.
It's only 11 points, 38-27.
This UNB team's really turning it on here, late half, the second quarter. Really kind of slowed down this Holland offense a little bit. Rancor gets to the net, can't find it.
Holland not making the buckets the way they were in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Missing a couple of layups.
A lot of those shots were going down in the first quarter. Not so much anymore. Gonna find Sprague. Cripps with the screen. Decided to go find the other side of the court. Green with the big time three-pointer to cut the lead to single digits. Armstrong.
Closest the Seawolves have been really since the start of the game.
They're really coming on here in the second quarter. Back up to Brown. Can't find it.
So a little bit of panic in Holland's game. Even though they're leading by 8, they feel it slipping away just a little bit.
They're really starting to feel the pressure. Beautiful move by Green. The building's kind of starting to come alive again. The Think Pink crowd starting to feel that energy. Holland kind of silences them a little bit. Beautiful. Just drive. Easy kick for Armstrong. Nice layup. Sprague, 1 shot left on the shot clock. Look to find something good. 10 seconds left. UNB down by 8. Tough layup. Cripps on the boards though. Gets fouled for the air. 1.
That's a big basket for the Seawolves right there.
That's a big momentum there.
Big basket.
Tough. Get the 3-point look. Doesn't go down, but Cripps on the boards. Gets the potential and 1 to cut the lead to 5 with 0.5 seconds remaining. Jenny Cripps, the 4th-year guard out of Miramichi. We believe that missed the rim. So it took a weird bounce. 0.5 seconds remaining. Holland might just look to inbound it here and take it into the second half. So Holland.
That was quite a first half.
Yeah, UNB really kicked it, started kicking into gear in the late end of that second quarter. Current score 40-34 for the Holland Hurricanes after our first half. And we'll be back for second half action after the break.
Well, Tyler, we're back for our second half action. We've got a great crowd here today on Think Pink, the first Think Pink day of the weekend. Busy action, busy weekend. 4 games today. Volleyball follows up. We've got the men's game right after this, basketball, and then we've got 2 volleyball matches after that. So, busy day. But what are your thoughts heading into the second half here?
I think UNB really turned it on that kind of the late second quarter. They really started to get some momentum. You mentioned the great crowd. The crowd really kind of got back into the game there. They kind of went down a little, about 15 or so early on. Kind of got back. Crowd maybe it was a little quiet, but UNB started coming back. I'd expect to see a really close finish here.
Well, I guess the good news for the Seawolves is they were down so fast, so early. They still had a lot of the game left to play.
Full second half.
Yeah, it wasn't like being down 15, in the fourth quarter. There was still a lot of game to play, and you're right. They've made a nice run here to get back within 6 points of the Hurricanes, and it's amazing what things will happen when you've got the momentum on your side. The Seawolves got confidence. The Hurricanes start to maybe hurry their shots a little bit compared to the first quarter.
Yep.
It's a funny game.
It's really good composure by the Seawolves. You could see a lot of teams kind of start to just crack early. You go down early, you think the game might spiral out of control, but they stayed composed, knew they were confident that they'd get back into this.
Well, Coach Gagnon, her staff are making adjustments as the game goes along.
Yeah, we got Sprague kind of potentially inserted in the starting lineup, per se, in the second half. She had a great finish to the second quarter. Really controlled, relaxed. She
did. In fact, I would say Sprague was the catalyst of the Seawolves turnaround in that second quarter.
For sure, especially on the offensive side. Made a lot of really good passes, great awareness. Hit a couple shots, too. Controlling the offense. Armstrong, though, had a really hot start to the game. Really kind of loves that, what we saw right there. That's kind of almost her signature move so far in this game.
It is. She's got 13 on the day now for the Hurricanes, slowly getting up to her season average.
Yeah, we saw Brown in the first half have a really good first half, but starting on the bench. Got a jump ball there. Both teams making sure everyone's all right. Good sportsmanship.
Well, that's always good to see.
Gonna be going to inbound the ball here. Finds Sprague in the low post. Decides to kick it back out to Jenny. Sprague to Allward in the corner. Tries to find Cripps on the cut. No good. Armstrong running it down. Creative finish. Can't get it to go, though. It's going to go off a Holland College player. UNB ball. Look to set some up here.
I think you described Armstrong as a smooth player. She even runs smooth. I mean, it looks effortless for her.
Yeah, really just taking her time. No rush. Understands what she has to do. Confident in her game. Gets it picked.
That's a big steal. Grandcourt.
That's a great steal by her. Get the hands in the cookie jar there. Agna Poof comes up a little short in the floater. Gonna pick up a foul as well in the backcourt.
Still a close game here, 42-34. Holland College, as mentioned, 6-2 on the season.
So this would be a really big win for UNB if they can get this. A lot of momentum.
Big win. Big win right off the start.
Especially really work on closing that sixth and final playoff seed.
Well, it's clear already that the Seawolves do not feel out of place against the top teams. They are playing right along with the Hurricanes here as this game goes along.
It's a large improvement from the last time these two matched up, where the Hurricanes ended up the big second half performance ended up taking that one by about 37. But that's a beautiful play, beautiful layup by Armstrong there. Feels the pressure on the top of her hip.
Yeah, Armstrong
knows what she has underneath.
Up to 15 points now.
Really starting to get it going here. Sprague Tallberg pressuring her. Goes to Henderson. Back up to Green. Over to Griffin.
Not much time on the shot clock.
Could be Henderson for a tough three. Can't find it. Looks like the shot clock shouldn't have reset there. So it's going to go Holland's ball. Softe found an okay look there. Couldn't get it to go. Got back on the offensive glass. Kind of a little rush there with the shot clock running down. So I'm gonna.
No question though, when Armstrong's playing, she's the dominant force on the court.
Yeah, this is definitely her team.
Yeah, and the Hurricanes have, they've played all of their players.
Oh yeah,
because they've had some big leads where they could get players into the game, and so Armstrong hasn't played. A great deal today, but when she's on there, no question, she's the center of attention out there.
Coming from Australia as well. You don't see that much in the ACAA.
No, you sure don't.
It's a big time block there by UNB. Look to push. Cripps finding the lane, decides to kick it out. Anderson can't get it to go. It's gonna stay UNB's ball. Oh,
that's a Holland ball. So Holland, they bent. Seawolves got as close as 6, and now they're back up to 10. 10-point lead for the Hurricanes.
We're really seeing a different Holland offense than we saw in the first half.
Much slower, yeah, that's right. More methodical.
Yep. Seeing Holland really just take their time. They're still finding great shots though, and that's impressive when you have a team that really likes to get out and run, but also has a really mature half-court offense.
Well, the Seawolves have not found a way to handle Armstrong today. She's up to 18 points, and we're only halfway through the third quarter. I mean,
it's been an impressive showing so far, especially just first 3.5 minutes into this third quarter. She just showed off her three-point stroke.
Yeah, she's really turned it on here for the Hurricanes.
Kind of attacking from all facets of the game. Well-rounded.
And that's 18 points, and she really hasn't played all that much because she sat out most of the second quarter.
Yeah.
So kudos to her for having such a great game today.
If this game continues to go on, she could really almost start pushing 30 points if she keeps getting the minutes. Armstrong with the ball here. So find the cutter, kick out to Rencourt. Finds a tough left-handed layup there. Beautiful way to attack off the catch, get to the rack. Sprague gonna bring it up for UNB. Try to find the offense here. They've yet to score this quarter. Rencourt pushing the pace up to Armstrong. Finds the contact, gonna end up shooting 2. Foul by Henderson there.
Well, it's 5:35 a.m.
Good to see our beautiful Think Pink weekend as well. With the proceeds going to breast cancer research. It's a great initiative. Especially if you're in St. John, it'd be great to come check it out tomorrow. Have a bake sale here as well, some goods.
Well, if you're in St. John and listening to this broadcast, I think it would be good if you came out to the men's game, next game, because that is going to be a great game.
That's
the Hurricanes, perennial contenders for the championship, the Hurricanes, and the Seawolves are right there this year.
Yeah, UNB's great squad. We'll see them later today. That's going to be a big-time game.
That's going to be a big-time game.
Especially for the way the seeding is going to work out. Potential playoff matchup, too, in the first round. We saw that matchup last year in the men's as well. Holland was able to sneak out, I believe, a 4-point victory in the playoffs. Maybe hoping to change the tides this year. He's got Elwood bringing the ball up here. Behind the back move. Try to find open shot, decides to kick it out. Green dribbling, back to Elwood. To the top, gonna find Sprague here. Decides to go for the three-pointer. A little long, Griffin on the rebounds. Henderson. Sorry, Green. Another rebound by UNB. And then Green's going to take a foul there.
I have to add one more tidbit of information from Canberra, Australia. It's 17 degrees right there. A little bit warmer than St. John is right now, but we'll get there eventually.
St. John doesn't get too many 17-degree days in the winter, unfortunately.
No, I think we'll have to wait a couple months for that.
Yeah. Sprague gonna bring the ball up the floor here. UNB looking to find their first points of the second half here.
It's been a long dry spell here. For almost 5.5 minutes.
It's starting to become a little reminiscent of the first matchup here. This is similar to what happened. Alward with a great layup.
There we go. Alward breaks the ice here in the second half.
It's been great all season for UNB. First points of the game today, though. Front court, kicking it out to Armstrong. Gonna find the three-pointer bang.
That's another mesh shot from Armstrong.
You can't leave
and by my count, that takes her up to 22 points already.
You can't leave her open today.
She is well, I'm just going to keep using the word that you used earlier, smooth player.
Very controlled.
Just a pleasure to watch good talent like that.
Elwood returning with the three-pointer, though. We might have figured out their offense here.
That's the nice thing about sport. You know, I think everybody just likes watching really good talent. You know, it doesn't matter what team they're on. Of course, you know, here in St. John, they cheer for the Seawolves, but it's still a lot of fun to watch a great player.
Yeah, I think everyone can appreciate really good talent.
Yeah, exactly. It's an appreciation. That's right.
Especially at this level.
Well, 56-38. I don't expect Armstrong to stay in the game too much longer here.
Yeah. Holland.
She'll be subbed out at some point.
Hasn't used their bench as much here in the second half.
Not quite as much. I think it's because the Seawolves made a big comeback, and they don't want to risk that happening again.
I think the Seawolves haven't really gone to the bench too much as well.
No, I think the Hurricanes might wait, you know, until maybe 30 seconds or a minute left in this quarter. Well, there she goes. There goes Armstrong out a little early here.
Get some rest. Probably see her back in the fourth quarter, I'd imagine.
But the Hurricanes have definitely used their bench. Molly Stedman in as well. And Plagenhof is in there.
And that's a beautiful play right there.
But no question about it, the Hurricanes have reestablished their big lead.
Yeah, they're really starting to play more their style of basketball.
Well, the thing is, they had such success early in the first quarter with that run and gun, shoot. But you're right, they've completely changed their style here in the second half.
Really slowing it down. I think UNB maybe kind of caught up to their pace a little bit.
Well, they're certainly not catching up to their pace now. That's 9 points for Plagenhof.
So that's 3 3-pointers as well. The shots look very good so far. Great hustle by Sprague, but it's going to pick up the foul.
Yeah. Yeah, she picked up the foul, but great hustle back, right?
Yeah, she hustled back. A little unfortunate there. You love the hustle. You don't always want to take the foul there, but.
So the Seawolves are making wholesale changes here as well. In comes.
I believe we have.
We've got a bunch of players coming in. We've got Ava Smith coming in.
As well as.
Kate Griffin's in.
Maddie Baker, and then as well as.
Laura Precaj. No, is that Laura? No, that's Leo.
Yeah, Leora.
They look a lot alike from how far away we are to the court, the sisters.
It's tough to tell sometimes, especially when you can't see the jersey numbers.
And Maddie Baker's in there as well for the Seawolves.
That's Smith with the rebound.
So the Seawolves have made some wholesale changes, get people in the lineup. Your first game back.
Baker looking to attack here. Okay, Griffin going to slow it down, kick it back out. Prika attacking, settles for the pull-up mid-range, no good. That's going to go out of bounds off UNB. All going to look to find something successful on offense here. George going to take it across the timeline, slow it down. Vencor having a sneaky, really solid game. She's kind of playing within herself.
I think the Hurricanes, I think, by my calculations, I think it was 40-34 at the half.
Yep.
23-4. The Hurricanes have outscored the Seawolves this quarter. So it's been quite a run for them.
Yeah, UNB definitely a little slow. Holland really picking on the pace here.
And there's Brown. I said that Brown is
energy player.
she's really been she's really hustled for the Hurricanes. She creates the energy for this team.
Yeah, she's an energy player, speedy guard, knows how to set up the offense.
Yeah, she's had more points today than her season average. So she's having a great defense day and a great offense day.
Yeah, playing very well so far. I'm sure she'll be happy with that after the break. Started off the second half strong.
So the Seawolves, you know, they look a little bit like they're still still early. Gagnon took over as coach this year, so she's still, figuring out what lineup works best. And
I think right now with the Seawolves team, it's really just about the consistency. I think they definitely have it to play really contend with these top teams.
Consistency. That's really the mark of a good team in any sport.
Yep.
That they're just more consistent throughout the game. You're right, because the Seawolves, they had a spurt here today that if you didn't know the standings, you think that they were ahead of the Hurricanes. That's how well they were playing in that. What was it? The second quarter?
Yeah, second quarter.
Second quarter. That's right.
Really, the last 5 minutes of that second quarter, we kind of saw a different team than we've seen the rest of the game. We saw the energy pick up, kind of that intensity. We saw a lot of the shots starting to fall. And really, besides those 5 minutes, the Hurricanes have really put a really strong game, really consistent game as well. Kind of showing really dynamic offense that can get out and run, but get in the half court and just run something good as well.
Now there's the difference between first half and second. Rancourt was going down. First half, they are just running and gunning to the basket. Open shot. She stopped, held up, waited for everyone to come, get into their positions, and run the offense from there. So they're probably working on different things. They're leading by a lot, so that gives you the chance to practice different things in a game situation, right?
Yeah, you don't often, especially this late in the season, get an opportunity to get in-game reps with some of your plays. And that really, when you get those reps, it really helps you as the season goes on, especially as you kind of compete for championships at the end of the year.
That's right. Well, we're at the end of the third quarter. It's 63-38 for the Hurricanes. I just wanted to thank our season sponsors here. And I know Tyler did so earlier. I'm going to do it again here now. Culligan NB, St. John LNG, Domino's Pizza, UNB St. John students get 50% off online orders. Use code 50STDNT, all capital letters. Booster Juice, East Point location, Custom General Contracting, Centaur Products Atlantic, One Team Sports Group, and the UNB Associated Alumni. And Tyler, have you had a chance to get your pizza yet?
I have not, actually. Maybe we'll get that after this game. Go down for a bit. But it's also important to note, if you want to keep up with the Seawolves, all things Seawolves, follow us on Facebook and Instagram at UNB St. John Seawolves for all your updates. I know on game day there's some good stuff as well.
Well, your thoughts heading into the fourth quarter here. It's been a Dickens tale of two cities here, I think, today.
Yeah, I think UNB just really wants to finish this game off strong, try to get some momentum back, and really just start to work on themselves. There's a long season, still more games to be played.
Long season left, that's right.
And really, the way the standings are working out so far, the games against Crandall are going to be really important.
Well, that's right. And, based on the result I saw last time, I think the Seawolves are in pretty good shape with that. So I think they want to. And you never know. What happens between first and second term. Someone transfers into your school. A lot of things can happen. So we haven't seen the Crandall team second half yet. But certainly, no matter what, no matter who they play, the Seawolves, they want to keep making improvements in their game.
Yeah, you definitely want to be continuously improving as the season goes on. Really eyes on the playoffs. You want to make sure you get in, and then that first game most likely going to be on the Friday for the Seawolves team.
And most likely, unless the Seawolves go on a winning streak, most likely they would get the 3 seed. They would be playing the 3 seed.
Yeah. So
based on the standings right now.
You could theoretically see this Holland team in that 3 seed with the way the standings are. I know Holland definitely going to want to push for a first or second seed.
They will. That like I mentioned, that first and second seed, that's really critical to get that first round bye on that Friday.
Yeah, that first round bye is definitely really important. Playing 3 days in a row at this level, it's tough. Your body's really going to feel it on that Sunday.
Well, there's 2 things at play. Number one, you don't have to travel down Thursday night. You can travel down Friday in time for the banquet Friday night.
That's also big.
So that's a big deal, in terms of travel time, being in a hotel. You got that 1 extra day at home, and so everybody wants that 1 and 2 seed.
Yeah, you want that. You definitely want those seeds. You also get a little bit more time to prepare for your opponent.
That's
you don't
right.
have to worry about that first Friday game. Of course, for the Seawolves, the Friday game would be here at UNB.
Right.
Because as we're hosting ACAs this year, so you'd imagine there'll be a packed crowd. You're going to want to at least have an opportunity to play in front of that crowd. Kind of use them as a 7th man or a 6th man.
Part of the problem with playing on the Friday is when the games are. Like, they start at 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So now the Seawolves may be able to play later in the afternoon, which would be great. Get some people out. You're right, but hey, maybe maybe UNB will cancel classes for the entire day, and have a giant student assembly at the games to support the Seawolves. What do you think?
I mean, I think that would be a great idea, but I don't know if the deans of all the classes would be too happy about that. But sure, maybe that you could figure something out with them.
Well, we'll give them VIP seating. Why not?
They could be down for that.
Well, these events are big for a school. They give the school a heartbeat, as far as I'm concerned.
Really?
That's they give the school a pulse.
Really an opportunity to show off some of the stuff that's happening at the school.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would expect there's definitely, if you have an opportunity to come down, definitely recommend.
The championships. The championships are absolutely worth attending and being part of. They are a lot of fun.
I believe tournament passes are already on sale.
They are. I think it's howlwiththewolves.ca.
It is. howlwiththewolves.ca. No spaces if you want to pick those up for the weekend of February 28th to March 2nd. It's going to be a great time here.
This place is going to be jammed. I can guarantee it. And you get the home crowd behind you,
That's a big advantage.
Good things can happen.
I think a lot of people, if you haven't really played sports, you kind of underestimate that home court advantage. But especially in basketball, shooting on your home rims can be a big advantage. You get to practice on these rims the entire year with the background and stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
It really does. You may not, if you've never played basketball.
Basketball, the backdrop means a lot to you, eh?
Yeah, there's definitely some schools where teams I've played for before we've really struggled at because that backdrop's just so much different.
Yeah.
Really throws off.
More of a transparent backdrop where you can't really get your depth.
Yeah, the depth analysis is really key in basketball, and different backdrops really throws that off.
Yeah.
As we
That's in and out.
UNB continuously on the offensive rebounds, finds that there. Baker.
Maddie Baker.
Cuts the lead to 24 here with 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's a big number. The Seawolves have really gone dry here since the start of the third quarter.
I believe they have 7 points.
7 points since the start of that's things have really dried up for them on offense.
Try to maybe figure something out here.
We got some time to make an adjustment there, and
look to maybe see some faster pace. You're going to have to get a lot of points quickly. Maybe even a full court press if you really want to push it. Try to look for some quick turnovers.
Well, the Hurricanes have used every player on their bench. A lot, really.
Very, very well distributed minutes. Making sure everyone gets the time, especially in a game like this, continue to develop.
Well, you know, I always say, doesn't matter what sport it is, you need the reps, the game reps. It's one thing to practice, it's another thing to be in a game.
Especially you got fans, people in attendance, some people kind of get a little nervous. It's completely different.
Everything's different about a game. Everything. And so, you know, I think for any player to develop, they need some game time. And, you know, everybody, it's not, you know, it's not rec league. It's not equal minutes.
Yeah.
But, and you have some players who are better and they play more. But, you know, if you're trying to develop a player, they're going to need to play some minutes. And I think, you know, I think
you actually seen that a lot with the men's team. A lot of the players here for UNB have kind of been there for a while, played a lot in their first couple of years, and have really turned into some stars on the team.
They have.
We'll see them after this game.
So Chris Conley's doing, you know, and they're doing a great job with that in this game.
Really?
You know, you have the luxury when you're leading by a lot. You have the luxury to do that, but you know they did it quite early in this game.
Yeah.
And
really,
they gave their players a chance to get some good quality minutes.
Especially in that first quarter, the game was still very much in reach for both teams.
Yeah.
Getting everyone in there, live reps. We were working on kind of the end goal, especially for this Holland team is. Wow. It's not really looking. They want to win a championship this year. This is a championship team.
And you know, to me, the first quarters, that's a great opportunity to get players in there, girls in there, and
especially
that's
since
exactly what they did.
Another big thing is when you come in kind of late in the fourth quarter, you really haven't warmed up since the start of the game.
No.
So you're really cold.
I have a philosophy on the late fourth quarter substitution. I think it's really demeaning to a player. That's my philosophy on that. That they've been sitting on the bench the entire game, and it's like, oh, we'll give you a minute.
Yeah.
And as a player, I never like that because you're saying, just leave me on the bench. Like, you know, like
the game's really over. You're kind of coming in, and it just takes you get your 1 minute of action, but
you're
it really
only
takes a couple
coming
minutes.
in so the coach can say he played, you know, gave you a minute.
Yeah. We don't see that much with both these teams. They're very great with using the rotations.
Now on the other side of the coin, the other philosophy is your best players have to play a lot. So there's a fine line between those two. There's a fine line between your best players playing a lot and getting players in for development. A very fine line. And good coaches know how to do it.
Yeah, I think you see that a lot with winning programs. It's really their advantage that they kind of get the recruits in, and then they're also able to develop them as their 4 years at the program
Mount
go.
St. Vincent women's volleyball for years and years and years were really good at that. They were really good at winning but developing at the same time.
Yeah, because once you really develop your players at your program, it's just such a big advantage when you get those players in your third and fourth year, and they're just stars at your team.
Absolutely, that's right. And you know, when players are playing, they feel part of the team. Of
course. Especially when you think of this team's going to probably practice 4 to 5 days a week.
Right.
That's how you start to weigh on a player if you're kind of going to practicing super hard throughout the week and you don't find that time in the game.
You start to think, well, anybody could take my place in practice.
Yeah.
Like, you know. So it's just, but there's definitely a skill at using your best players well and developing players as well at the same time. And I think Conley and his staff has done a really good job of that today. And certainly Moira Gagnon, the Seawolves have used a lot of players today as well.
Yep.
So I think she has an eye on the future.
Yep.
For developing the players. And of course they want to do really well in this game, but
another first-year head coach for the Seawolves.
Well, she's seeing all of her players. She's seeing, okay, what do I have for players in a game?
Yeah.
And she's seeing that.
UNB.
And so as the year goes on, she'll be able to set her lineup, for the playoffs and say, okay, I think these are the players that I need to go with right now.
Yeah, I think especially lineup combinations.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out lineup combinations that work, because sometimes, often in basketball, the best 5 players on your team don't usually make up your best lineup. And trying to find that lineup combination, you see a lot in the NBA. We're kind of late in the playoffs. They actually end up finding the lineup combination that is the best for the team.
Yeah.
But it took so long to do that, and with such a short season here at the ACA.
Yeah, it's a short season.
You don't have quite the luxury of 82 games to figure that out.
No, that's right. Well, the Hurricanes look like they've figured out their lineup pretty well so far.
Yeah, they definitely have something cooking here. Championship team really took care of business today.
Now Brown is a first-year player for the Hurricanes, which is, for a first-year player, she's really, really confident. She comes from Halifax.
I mean, she played pretty much just a great game today.
She's been on the court a lot today.
Offensive and defensively, bringing the energy. And that's important, especially kind of for a bench player. Sometimes it can be hard to bring that energy coming off the bench, but she did a perfect job today. Well,
the thing with Brown is, as a first-year player, she's only going to get better as this season goes along.
Yeah.
She's already proven it on the scoreboard today, but I also think she's proven it defensively. She's a threat to steal the ball every time she gets near it. So.
Yeah, very fast, kind of twitchy player.
Yeah.
Incredible speed, especially in the fast break.
Well, speaking of Brown, her day's probably over. I think her work's done for the day.
Yep.
As is Armstrong's. I don't think we'll see them again today.
I'd imagine they'll be resting up. They do play again tomorrow here at UNB, same time. So going to want to get some rest over the night for the game tomorrow.
Now the good news is they're playing nice and early today, so shouldn't be a problem. But, that's the luxury. And that's when you're a really good team, that's also the advantage you have over another team. That some of your games are going to be, 20-point wins, which means you can rest your star players a little bit.
That comes into play, especially late in the season, right? Everyone's kind of a little banged up.
Yeah.
You really want those games where you get to rest, especially a weekend off late in the season. Get your time to relax.
So the Hurricanes, they've done it all today. 69-49, 20-point lead over the Seawolves. 3 minutes left in the game.
We'll see these two match up tomorrow. It'll be interesting to see if the game kind of goes similar. I find often when you play teams on back-to-back, usually the second game is much closer. A lot of teams you kind of get to know their tendencies. So I would imagine that second game, it's going to be a little bit tighter than this one. Especially if you're a Seawolves fan, you would hope that. But they played UNB's.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Basketball is an interesting sport that way. It's hard. Sometimes it's hard to gauge what the score would be. Like I said, Armstrong didn't play a lot of big minutes today, but
yeah.
she had big numbers.
Yeah, very relaxed game from her. Really, most of the Holland team really had that scare in that second quarter. Maybe let off the gas a little bit for about 5 minutes. and kind
And
of the rest of this
like
game.
you say, the Seawolves were really executing well at that point in the game.
Yep. I think that's kind of been a common theme I've seen with the Seawolves team throughout the season, is they got those stretches where they show that brilliance, that really show that they can contend with these top teams, but just struggle to find that for a full 40 minutes.
Well, I think that's what happens. I know I go down to the U.S. Open Tennis Championships every year, and you see like an 80th seed playing against a 10 seed.
Yep.
And for the first set, you say, how is that player rated 80th? But then they start to break.
This is a team that's looking for a first seed.
David Dormer grabbed that rebound, and Talbot, she brings it in. Talbot looks like the go-to when Brown's not in.
Yep, she definitely.
For the backcourt.
This Holland backcourt is very, very strong with kind of Talbot in there as well as Brown, and then also Armstrong. All very skilled guards. Really all good at controlling that offense, making sure they find the best look that they want.
They don't lose anything by having any one of them in there, that's for sure. And of course, Armstrong, she has that offensive flair as well. And
that's really where a lot of teams start their building their rosters through that point guard. If you have a really strong point guard, and especially when you have 3 really top-level point guards, it just makes the game so much easier for the rest of your players. See some of the Holland guys coming in here, getting ready for their big matchup after this. So we got a.
So every player in the 70-49 for the Hurricanes. Hurricanes are going to go to 7-2 on the season. Seawolves will drop to 1-8.
I believe this will tie Holland for the first spot in the league, I believe, with this win, because they were, I believe, Mount Allison is 7-2, but Holland
had a game in hand.
Had a game in hand, so they're going to tie up.
This was the game. Well, we're looking at a team that can win the ACAA championship here today. The Hurricanes.
I would expect this team at least to find their way into a final.
They're going to compete.
Or a semifinal.
Yeah,
for sure.
And again, it depends on who they're matched up with. If the matchup's a good one, because when you start talking about Mount A, Mount St. Vincent, you've got some big name teams.
Yep. I believe both their losses on the season are to Mount St. Vincent.
Well, Mount St. Vincent, as you know, they are perennial contenders for this championship.
Yep.
And they are, talk about teams that get better as the season goes along. Mount St. Vincent get better as the season goes along.
And it would be an interesting matchup. I believe they're the actual 3rd seed right now, so you could potentially see these two teams match up in the semifinals. Which would be kind of interesting. I'm sure Holland, since they have the two losses to them, maybe potentially want to avoid that until the finals.
Well, you never know, because matchups count, right? And,
yeah.
And sometimes you just don't match up as well, against one team as you do another. This one's winding to a close.
Yep. 5 seconds left.
Yeah, 70-49 for the Hurricanes. First game of a doubleheader basketball set today, along with 2 volleyball matches. So it's a big day here at UNBSJ. So 70-49. Final thoughts?
UNB had about 5 minutes where they kind of felt like started turning the tides, really got to that max execution level, played really solid. But Holland kind of throughout the full 40 minutes stayed composed, knew what they had to do, and kind of got the job done today. We'll see these two match up tomorrow. I'd expect to see the scoreline be a little bit closer. But UNB played all right. Holland just solid all the way through.
Well, thanks, Tyler. And thank everyone for joining us. Thanks for joining us on this broadcast. If you're able to, come on back in a short while for the men's game. It should be a great matchup between the Hurricanes and the Seawolves. Thanks for watching.